Welcome everyone to the 2021 School of Education graduation ceremony. I am MaryAnn Mellor, Senior Director of Student Affairs. We are so pleased you could join us today as we celebrate the hard work and accomplishments of the graduates from our Ph.D., EdD, Master's, and Teaching Credential programs. Before our ceremony gets underway, a few administrative items. As this is a live ceremony using our Zoom virtual platform, all students and guests will be on mute until the breakout room portion of our program. Live captioning is enabled and can be turned on or off in the options along the lower bar of your Zoom screen. Live streaming is available on the School of Education YouTube page. In today's program, we will hear remarks from our Dean Lauren Lindstrom, student speaker Binnie Singh, and have an award presentation from our EdGSA representatives Chara Guzel and Aaron Winters. Following that, the program chairs will introduce their program, and then student names will be read alphabetically by last name within that program. We will spotlight each student's video for an opportunity to have family and friends place their cord or stole over their shoulders in recognition of their accomplishments. And now, I have the honor to introduce our School of Education's Dean, Dr. Lauren Lindstrom.
Thank you, MaryAnn, and welcome everyone. I want to welcome our graduates, families, and friends. Thank you so much for being with us here today, virtually. I also want to welcome School of Education community. Our faculty are here, our staff are here, we have partners in the community, and of course, I got to say a special thank you to our wonderful events team who put together this virtual celebration. Lauren McDermott and Eva Goralnik especially deserve our thanks for working out so many technical details and making this happen today. So, like you, I've been looking forward to this day for a long time. Our graduation ceremony is always one of the most meaningful moments of the year. But this year, this moment seems somehow even more special, even more joyous, given what we've lived through. Just since last August, we've faced a global pandemic, racial reckoning, massive wildfires here in California, and political upheaval. Almost too much for any one of us to bear. This year tested every single one of us. It changed us and our society in ways that we're going to be discovering for a long time to come. This year also taught us about ourselves. What did you learn about yourself that you'll carry forward? What new strengths did you discover that you can take pride in? Or what vulnerabilities did you stumble upon that humbled you? What and who do you no longer take for granted? I'll tell you what I learned about you, every one of you. Graduates, you are resilient. You faced all that life threw at you this year, and you still completed your programs. That's a major accomplishment, even in the best of times. There were the hurdles, the obvious hurdles of learning remotely, teaching remotely, the technical challenges that we all faced, the missed opportunities, and so many losses. I think that you also, though, faced some deeply personal and emotional challenges during this year. During the very worst of times, you may have felt loneliness, anxiety, depression, and even grief. You put in countless exhausting hours to stay on track with your programs and all your other personal, professional responsibilities. You may have thought that no one else could see what you were going through, but we saw it, we understood, and we know how much it took to fight through those silent battles. We know you're resilient. We also know you're dedicated. You're dedicated to the field of education and the power it has to change lives. You're dedicated to principles of equity and justice for all our students and across all our institutions. So you looked at those challenges and you knew it was more important than ever to be a teacher or a researcher or an educational leader. Let me say something to our student teachers here. Wow, you knew this was going to be a once-in-a-generation time in the classroom, and you stood by your commitment to becoming a teacher. That took courage and dedication. For those master's students joining us today, you finished your credential year just months into the pandemic and then came back to teach your own students in the fall remotely, had to pivot to hybrid and maybe in-person learning this spring. Lots of changes for you. That took flexibility and dedication. For our CANDEL students, in the final year of your program, you were thrust into an enormous crisis like we haven't seen before in education. You were called upon to be leaders for hundreds of faculty and thousands of students. That work, that took leadership and, of course, dedication. Finally, for our Ph.D. students, you too were nearing the end of your degree after years of research and teaching, and then suddenly you had to learn to teach remotely and retool and rethink your dissertation research. That took innovation and dedication. You all persevered. And that's why I know you're an extraordinary class of educators, just extraordinary. You are the educators this state and this nation need in classrooms and colleges and universities. You're going to help lead us beyond this crisis and the challenges that lie ahead. I'm hopeful now that we're turning a corner. I'm hopeful that we emerge from all these struggles. We can take time to reflect and dream of a better future. I hope you're as proud of yourselves and your fellow graduates as I am of you. Let me be the first to welcome you as education colleagues and now alumni of our School of Education. Congratulations. And now it's my privilege to introduce our student speaker for this year, Assistant Vice Provost Binnie Singh. Binnie is graduating from our CANDEL EdD program, which prepares current and aspiring leaders in education. They lead for change, they promote learning, equity, and achievement for all students. Binnie's currently our Assistant Vice Provost of Academic Affairs here at UC Davis. She serves as the primary liaison between academic affairs and other units, and she leads strategic planning, implementation, and innovation for everything related to academic personnel at our university. Prior to this role, she served for 10 years as the Director of Faculty Research and Development in Academic Affairs. So we're really proud to welcome Assistant Vice Provost and CANDEL graduate, Binnie Singh.
Well, the title of my speech is Thank You, Dr. Jill Biden. I am honored to speak to you on this very momentous day for me and all the graduates. I'm earning my EdD, but I know that for those of you getting your teaching credential, your master's, or your PhD as well, the struggle to get to this day is similar. When I started the CANDEL doctoral program in 2011, yes, I said 2011, I didn't have a true sense of what a doctoral program really required in terms of the effort, the time, the dedication, and mostly the perseverance required. Similar to Dr. Jill Biden, I took longer than most. For CANDEL, we have a cohort model that worked very well for our group. The overarching themes of the program, visionary leadership and management, policy into practice, data for decision-making, and building community in a diverse society all resonate with me, and I use them in my professional life. My cohort included colleagues in various parts of education, including K-12, community college, and four-year universities. Being in higher education, I continued to look for connections in the material we learned about in my work. Even when learning about K-12 or community college best practices and theories, I found those connections and was able to engage in the literature that made sense in my professional world and for the work that I did for my academic papers. For my dissertation study, I focused on examining perceptions of the university's efforts to diversify the institution through development programs and modified search procedures. This study very much tied to my work. Since being in CANDEL, I regularly infuse academic research into my work life. I now look for the most current research on a variety of topics related to faculty diversity, recruiting women and people of color entering academia, the leaky pipeline, and more. The scholar-practitioner model used in CANDEL has greatly influenced my professional work. Getting to the dissertation stage wasn't easy, however. Once the coursework was over, I quickly realized how much was up to me, with the support of my advisor, to work on my dissertation proposal and any other requirements required to advance to candidacy. I had to commit to dedicating time to my research and writing while working full-time. And some of us work full-time, and some of us work more than full-time. For many of us in leadership positions with work days longer than 8 hours, including work on the weekends, I was really challenged to dedicate time to my schoolwork. And then there's this thing called life. As a single parent of a teenage son who was in high school when I started the program, I was often pulled from my schoolwork to be there for him. Whether it was his application process to college, attending his sporting events, or supporting him with any struggles that he was going through in his own life, I had to be there for him. When that happened, my schoolwork was often on hold or delayed. I have told close friends and family that for me, as a single parent with a demanding job, I seem to have the capacity to manage my job and one other thing. So if my son was okay, then I managed to do my job in grad school. I'm proud to have seen my son graduate from high school, and this year he's graduating from college. And he's watching right now, so I'm glad he is. There was always this constant push and pull, and not completing the program was never an option for me. In addition to having an amazingly supportive family and close friends, I won the jackpot when it came to the chair of my dissertation committee. Professor McCall Kurlander was an amazing mentor and supported me throughout this process. She never doubted I would finish, and she never gave up on me. She was always patient and would set small goals to keep me progressing while not being overwhelmed. She also knew enough about my job to know that it was demanding. And when the pandemic hit, luckily, I had already completed my interviews and had my transcriptions. McCall told me, "What else are you going to do during this time but write?" And she was right. What better way to use this time of being housebound than to just keep writing? It was exciting to see Dr. Jill Biden on the national stage as a role model for those of us who worked and raised families while pursuing our doctorate or any graduate degree in the education field, whether K-12 or higher ed. Dr. Biden has also the exact same degree that I'm receiving, an EdD in educational leadership, which she completed at age 55. I'm now 54. So Dr. Biden and I suppose now, I guess me as well, can help model that while we are all at different places in our lives, there's a place for everyone to pursue further education and go through this important and meaningful journey. Thank you.
Thank you, Assistant Vice Provost Singh. As in previous years, our students would like to recognize a staff or faculty member who, through extraordinary dedication, has gone above and beyond to help support and encourage students through their journey here in the School of Education. We now turn to our EdGSA representatives, Chara Guzel and Erin Winters, to present this year's award.
Hello, everyone, and congratulations to our 2020-2021 graduates. This is such an amazing day for all of you, and I can't wait to one day join you in the echelons of graduates of the UC Davis School of Education. Your achievements over the previous year or years are just been amazing, and I can't wait to be like you all. Every year at graduation, EdGSA polls the student body and small groups of students to talk about a particular faculty or staff member that we would like to highlight and recognize as being of particularly amazing support to students. And I'm really excited about our choice for this year, as this person has been an amazing source of support to not only myself, but particularly to the Ph.D. students here at the School of Education. And I totally just gave it away, but that's all right with me. I remember my first email from this person was telling me not to freak out and overnight something down to UC Davis because I was afraid of missing a deadline. But this person has been of great support, not just in fulfilling course requirements for students, but also just being an amazing friendly ear to go in and talk to as we are experiencing those rough days. And I know over the course of the pandemic, their efforts have not gone unrecognized by the student body at large. So thank you so much. And to announce our recipient this year, I'm going to turn it over to Chara Guzel, who I know is here. Or I will do it because I am still on Spotlight. With that, I would like to, EdGSA would like to award this year's Staff Support Award to Mary Reed. Thank you so much for everything that you have done to help support the PhD students and other students and everybody that comes into your office or walks by. We love you so much, and we appreciate everything you do for us every day, and on the weekends and after hours and on Facebook and on Instagram. I have an award for you printed out that you didn't have to print out for me that I will bring to you in fall. But thank you so much for all of your efforts, for everything that you do. And I'm going to start tearing up now, so I'm going to go. Thank you so much, Mary, for everything.
Thank you so much, Erin and Chara and all the students. This is so wonderful. I am actually here frantically trying to check in students. So I was working away and I'm like, wait a minute, what? What did she say? Thank you very much. I'm quite honored. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. As we honor our graduates today, the school bestows an honor cord upon each of our teacher credential candidates and an honors stole upon each of our Masters of Arts and doctoral candidates. As we are unable to be together this year, we have mailed them to graduates for their families and friends to place on our students' shoulders as we call their name. We hope these will serve as a reminder of this day of accomplishment, and we encourage our graduates to wear them in future graduation ceremonies and commencements. We will now acknowledge this year's graduates from our Ph.D. in Education program, presented by Associate Professor and Chair of the Graduate Group in Education, Dr. Danny C. Martinez.
Thank you all. As the chair of the Graduate Group in Education, I am honored to introduce our PhD graduates today. The PhD in Education is a multidisciplinary program offered by the Graduate Group in Education, comprised of faculty from a wide range of academic disciplines across campus. It engages students in scholarly pursuits where theory, research, and practice merge to prepare them for rewarding careers in educational research, teaching, and other leadership roles. Our PhD graduates have engaged in rigorous research that will contribute to the varying fields to which they belong and inspire policy makers, practitioners, and researchers to work toward equity and justice. To give you a taste of their research, this year's graduates have completed research on student learning experiences at broad access institutions, Latinx student experiences with assessments and placements at community colleges, explorations and beliefs, values, and past experiences of pre-service math teachers, Hmong students navigating and transforming their universities, youth literacies and knowledges in a carceral state, and the histories of Latinx cultural centers in higher education. We are proud of our graduates who did this work during a global pandemic. Their work is a testament to their commitment to social and educational change. We are pleased to present our PhD candidates at this time.
Claudia Escobar. Elizabeth Flores. Calzone Nancy Melvin Sue. Adam Musser. Vanessa Segundo.
Congratulations to our Ph.D. alums. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. I am Elizabeth Montaño, Associate Professor of Teaching and Education, and also Faculty Chair of the CANDEL program. I'm honored to be here today representing the CANDEL program with our leadership, Dr. Rosa Isela Rodriguez, who's our fabulous Associate Director, and the amazing School of Ed faculty who have advised and mentored our EdD candidates. The CANDEL program is a mid-career professional doctoral program designed to cultivate the next generation of transformational and visionary leaders in education. Candidates present today serve as advocates for educational equity and are champions of educational justice. They have endured years of coursework, attending classes all day long on Fridays and Saturdays, while working in a full-time position as leaders in P-12 institutions, institutions of higher ed, research institutions, advocacy, nonprofits, and more. If they are your friend, your loved one, your colleague, you have seen how this time has changed them, challenged them, transformed them in every way. They have missed family time, soccer games, dinners, camping trips, as they have given themselves entirely to this process. But what they have gained is immeasurable. A new family that is their cohort, a community of leaders and learners who advocate for change across the region. They have gained leadership skills to tackle the most challenging yet needed tasks, and the research chops to ask the most pressing questions of our time. Today's ceremony marks a long-awaited milestone in their journeys. Candidates, today you are graduating with a doctorate in education, while leading entire institutions during multiple pandemics that have ravaged your communities. With the support of your village, you did this, and now you can do anything. In this past year, when so much in our lives has been uncertain and our communities have often endured painful tragedy, leadership that is visionary and bold and stands for justice, racial justice, educational justice, environmental justice, leadership informed by science in the pursuit of access and equity is needed more than ever. Our candidates present today represent some of the most dynamic and visionary leaders in the region, in the state, in the nation. From examining inequities in access to college for working students or first-generation college students, or the college choice options of African American students, to assessing the implementation of curriculum and assessments in K-12 schools, to understanding the many dimensions of teaching and teacher preparation, all of the research is timely, relevant, impactful. Their work transcends their institutions, serves to inform policy, and manifests a desire, a true need to lead for change. Congratulations to our CANDEL EdD graduates. On behalf of our faculty and staff, it has been an honor to work alongside you in this journey. We are now pleased to present the candidates for the CANDEL Doctorate in Educational Leadership.
Binnie Singh. Heather Bollinger. Alicia Herrera. Ebony Lewis. Lizette Navarrete. Enrique Velasco. James Barnes. Tonmar Johnson.
Congratulations to our Doctorate in Education Leadership graduates. Greetings, I am Dr. Margarita Jimenez-Silva, Associate Professor and Director of Teacher Education, and I have the pleasure of introducing our Master of Arts credential students, who after receiving their credential, return to completing their first year of courses for their master's degree. Our master's degree students not only successfully completed their first year of teaching during these past year's unprecedented events, they also met all the requirements for completing the inquiry master's projects. Given the COVID restrictions on our schools, they conducted their research successfully, then presented and defended their work in our first ever online MA symposium. They rose to the challenge of completing all MA requirements. They surpassed all expectations and inspired many of us with their commitment to serving K-12 students in this year's online, hybrid, and then in-person teaching context. Thank you, and thanks to all your amazing instructors for demonstrating what it means to truly go above and beyond. We are now pleased to present our Master of Arts candidates.
Elliot Ames. Lauren Andrews. Nayeli Avalar. Nancy Barrera Cisneros. Ariana Rebecca Barsman-Grennan. Luis Alberto Cruz Lamas. John Michael Dolan. Lynn Elisa Ayala. Rachel Ann Engelskudger. Caitlin Fly. Christine Ibrahim. Julia Lynn. Ashley Lodozinski. Katrina Lynn Machado. Danae Christina Magulias. Corinna McBull. Emily O'Brien. Cynthia Yesenia Pantoja Colasso. Lena Phelan. Hannah Sarlett. Brittany Sizemore. Jaslyn Stafford.
Congratulations to our master's graduates. Before we present the candidates for the teaching credential, I would like to say thank you to the resident teachers who are in attendance today. You graciously welcomed our credential students into your classrooms in local school districts, invested your time and energy in their growth, and partnered with us in their preparation. Thank you for your leadership and stewardship of our students. This year's teacher credential students are truly exceptional in many ways. I can honestly say that in my 25 years in teacher education, I cannot remember a cohort more committed to becoming teachers for all the right reasons. They began their student teaching online, uncertain if they would have the opportunity to teach in person as part of their teaching credential program. They weathered the changing teaching platforms and the numerous emails about COVID vaccines, COVID symptom monitoring and testing, as well as secured jobs for this coming year. And they did it all with confidence and poise. Thank you, and thank all of their professors for all that they have done and will continue to do to support our K-12 students. And now we'll congratulate our students on the successful completion of the teacher credential program.
Esmeralda Monroy. Asma Akhtar. Peyton Lane Ambrosia. Damian Nicholas Arceo. Lisa Victoria Banga. Tiffany Barrera. Michael Joseph Bedoya. Jane Marie Bellamy. Zachary Frederick Boyden. Claire Louise Bronchuk. Layla Bergen. Dana Butler. Cassandra Campos. Maria Carroll. Judy Chang. Robert Simon Claus. Elizabeth Drake. Jose James Gassico. Michael David Gex. Lindsay Greco. Caitlin Grace Griggs. Rachel Elizabeth Helfrich. Jory Ann Herman. Judy Yamzon Hung. Madeline Marie Hughes. Caitlin Ishak. Tegwin John. Danielle Marie Jones. Naeri Kitchen. Evan Kessel. Rachel Lee. Megan Nicole Lewis. Gina Marie Madalena. Saravade Mi. Samuel Andrew Murphy. Allison Marie Meyer. Mary Regan Neese. Rachel Lucille O'Neill. Sarah Pan. Matthew Plastino. Jillian Plushkill. Reagan Price. McKenna Ann Pugh. Jesse Liam Rodriguez. Perla Ruiz Escobedo. Sydney Smith. Zua Tao. TJ Ushing. Brandon Thane and Vu. Daniel Kwok Vu. Megan Cecil Walton. Bailey Wasley. Isabella Watson. Sarah Ann Weber. Christina Shong. Hannah Zaria. Jocelyn Reyes. Dominique O'Brien.
Channing Lugo.
Taylor Church. Nikki Moshi. Viviana Garcia. Benjamin Garcia. Katie Desmond.
Okay. No.
JT Moles. Alonzo Gonzalez. Mackenzie Wilson.
Alexandria Pore.
Congratulations.
Please join me in congratulating all of our other graduates today. Thank you all for being with us here today. And to further celebrate our graduates' accomplishments, we will be opening breakout rooms for all attendees to socialize. There will be a breakout room for each program, and you will be able to select which breakout room you wish to join, as well as move around to different breakout rooms if you are celebrating graduates in multiple programs. We will now end the live stream, so please see the slide on how to join a room, and Lauren McDermott will remain in this main room to help assist you should you need it. Once again, congratulations to all of our graduates. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now close the School of Education's 2021 graduation celebration. Thank you and have a good evening.